Hello, everybody, and welcome to the D&D podcast you didn't ask for. One more roll. My name is Zach, the Dungeon Master, and I'm here with the Reconstructionists, one of the many teams I'll be competing in the Gauntlet of Champions. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Caden Hill.
And I'm Blake. I'm Blake. I'm not going to say my last name on stream. Sorry.
You don't have to say. You don't have to. No, it's okay. You don't have to say your last name. You two say fun facts about yourself. I was gonna say you can't just say your names.
I like to cook.
Okay, thank you. That's very detailed. Okay, Blake, what about you?
I would describe myself as an amateur writer as a hobby. My day job is unfortunately the very exciting, very luxurious world of banking.
Oh, that sounds
it's
much fun.
It's an incredibly awful day job, but it's not awful, but it is boring, but it pays the bills.
Yeah, as long as you get money, doesn't really matter. What are you kidding? Where do you work? How about you drop your IP address actually, and maybe your social security number?
Anyways.
Yeah.
So, I'm currently working in the restaurant industry. I want to be a chef. That's what I want to do to pay the bills. I'm 18. I'm still in college, so we're trying to work our way to get an associate's degree. And I like turtles. It's my favorite animal.
Turtles.
Yeah.
Wow, you're gonna get some fans of that statement. I know there's a few people watching who really like turtles.
It's great.
Yeah, they're pretty lit. Okay, let's talk about the fact. First things first, you guys are a team of two, right? And that's because at this point in time, everyone who's watching all the interviews, you'd realize the first four teams are all connected to the actual plot of the campaign that this tournament takes place in. It's not really too relevant for the actual recording here, but that's why they're able to recruit NPCs, and that's why they kind of know one another and their kits outside of that, which you probably all realized. What's fun about this team is that they're essentially a secret fifth team that's also involved in the plot. And I say secret very loosely because actually at the time of recording this, yesterday was revealed that this team is very story heavy. During a little roleplay session where we actually had George Undertree arrive. So let's talk about George Undertree first actually, before we talk about the rest of the team. So Blake, tell us a bit about George and why he's important to just their character's story, and just give me a bit about him as well.
Yes, George is a far traveler halfling monk.
Mm-hmm.
His race, his mechanical race is actually now reborn. I guess it's a big spoiler. He has died already.
Yes.
Biologically, he is a halfling. He was a part of the Heroes of Mulmaster at one point. I'm pretty sure it's been brought up. I hope it's been brought up in the other sessions.
I also hope it's been brought up in the other sessions. If not, the main party is called the Heroes of Mulmaster. That's what they're called. Just stop them. In case I didn't bring it up, it's been a while since I recorded those episodes. You guys gotta understand. All right, go on.
He was a monk whose big emphasis was just having fun in life. He followed kind of a loose philosophy of just doing right by people, having fun. He has a low intelligence, so he's not super smart, but he's got a good heart. At some point, his best friend Uchi passed away. Uchi was someone that was really important to George, almost like a little brother figure. And not long after that, George decided he needed to leave this hero business behind. He wasn't really good about it. But while he was leaving the city, something happened that led to his death, and now he's woken up. He's not really sure how he's back. He has lost a good portion of his memories. Some fragments are still there. It's not a complete blank slate. But he's got a lot of doubts about who he was in the past. He's joined up with the Reconstructionists because they've essentially kind of given him a new home and a new purpose.
Yeah, which is a lot of fun. The role playing with George is honestly up there, in my opinion. I really like the session that we just had.
Also, he speaks with a bit of a Scottish accent that I sometimes butcher horribly.
No, that's fine, as long as you have fun with the accent, that's all that matters at the end of the day there, George, his physical differences, he's a lot more pale, right? And I think he gave him some of these eyes too.
Yeah, he's got kind of milky white irises.
And the audience will get the chance to see you interact with some of the party, because every single side of the bracket has one of those four party members, one of those four teams based on the party, on different sides of it. Meaning, no matter what side you're on, you will get the ability at the banquet to interact with them. So we will get to see this role-playing actually be a bit important. Nothing too much. It's a lot of... You'll notice there's a lot of personal grudges between characters in the actual tournament, and it's going to be a lot of fun there. A lot of roleplay. Some NPCs have grudges with some PCs, and it's a lot of cool shit.
I'm not going to give too much away here, but let's just say that the new George has already kind of had a bad run-in with one of the PCs of the Heroes of Mole Massacre.
Mhm.
They're not getting along right now.
Which, for the audience, you guys would actually know the PC. It was Cornelius. I'll say that at the very least. Because by now, I think they would know who Cornelius is if they watched episode 1 of this podcast. That is the episode he's in. That's seven episodes ago? Yeah, not too far ago. But, by all means, George is basically back from the dead. And tell me a bit about how you like the Reborn race in terms of like what it offers. Because I know as a halfling, you really like the ability to just re-roll those ones. Because you rolled in a lot of natural ones and a lot of things.
Yeah, I still miss that, but I understand it's a small price to pay. Small price to pay for reborn abilities. I really like the rerolling of the death saving throws. Now, if I was just like a character that was in the tournament and nothing else, maybe that wouldn't have mattered. But I mean, it's already known that I'm going to be playing a part in this story.
Yeah.
And I am going to be put in situations where I have an actual chance of dying for real. So having that ability to reroll death saves is nice.
Is that the only thing it really offers as a reborn? Or is there anything else that's...
There's the past memory thing, but I don't really remember how it goes off the top of my head. I might actually have to look it up live on stream.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and look it up. I'll describe a bit of information really quickly. You know, while that's happening, let's talk a bit about your character, Caden. Let's talk about him. Kind of like the captain of this team, I would say. The one who is really the most, I wouldn't say the most invested, but he's really, really focused on getting this dub.
Oh, yes, sir.
So tell us a bit about him. Tell, the basics, his name, his race, maybe a bit about his personality and backstory,
His name is Kobe, insert One Piece reference here, Roanora. He is a human. He is he is a fighter and a what's it called? Rogue combination. He is currently 24 years old. He's 6'1", a whopping 6'1".
What a tall lad! Compared to George's 3'1", that's 3 feet high.
I wish I was 6'1", I'll tell you. He weighs 162 pounds. He has 2 different colored eyes, blue and green. So I just think that's kind of cool.
Which is his right eye and left eye?
His right eye is blue. His left is green.
That's fucking
So we're
sick.
having some pretty fun stuff going on in his face area. And then a little bit of his backstory. Kobe, when he was a young little lad in a village or a town or whatever.
It's a city. It's a rather big city.
Yeah, a big city. He was a big city boy. His parents ended up passing away, dying in a secret war, and I saw my papa's grave, or like his dead body, and I took his sword and I fled the city. And during that time, I trained and I've battled things. I did a lot of things, and I've grown quite accustomed to with his sword. So that's why I'm also part of like the kind of inheritor background.
Which is really sick.
Yeah, and I wield a katana. Yeah, it's a pretty dope thing. I like it quite a bit. And I'm on my way back to this city for the tournament, and I'm ready to kick some butt. I'm ready to get this dub.
Yeah. So the city he fled is actually the same city that the tournament's in. So that's really cool. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun to roleplay out. Now, what about like personality-wise? Like how like social do you think this character is? Like at the banquet, what do you think behavior is gonna be?
I feel like he's a lot more of like a down-to-earth, calmer guy because he's been through some things. So he doesn't want to like show all of him all at once. He's more of he talks a little more quietly. He is he speaks whenever he feels the need to speak, but he's also charismatic in a way where he picks his words carefully per each person he's engaging with. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I'm catching that. Yeah, there's a nice amount of roleplay potential there. I like it a lot how you have that connection to this city. Obviously, it adds more to the actual story that's not going to be on the podcast, but it's also going to be really fun for the banquet, which the audience will get the chance to see. We'll talk about the mechanics of him in a bit, but really quickly, Blake, did you find anything about your reborn race?
Yes, I forgot I forgot about the god tier stat that is knowledge from a past life. That's going to be useful in some situations, I imagine.
So what does that do exactly?
I essentially have the ability whenever I'm making an ability check, I can roll a d6 after seeing the d20 number and add the number of the d6 to the check. And I can use it 3 times as of right now per long rest. Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good.
I should also. I don't think I actually said what my class composition was. Black Kobe, I am multi-classed. However, I am more specialized in one class than he is. So I am
Yes.
a. We're all level 8. Don't know if I'm supposed to say that loud, but we're all level 8.
I think it's been mentioned before. If it hasn't, they're all level 8
Yeah.
for the tournament.
Yeah. And I am a level 7 monk and a level 1 peace domain cleric.
Talk about that mechanically in a bit as well. But we should talk about your third teammate, who's actually an NPC, just like a few other teams. Now, a lot of you guys do not know who this character is, but just like he's actually also a multi-class. Just like George, he used to be part of the heroes. As Webb will be making an appearance, who is essentially he was born in the Zen ghettos in Mulmaster, and he is Zentarum, essentially. He is 7 levels of Artificer, 1 level of Detective, which is a homebrewed class that I found online, and it's pretty fucking cool. His full name is Webster Comer III, but he goes by Webb. And he used to be run by a different player, but obviously, when he stepped away, I like to make sure the players that still exist, like the characters, aren't irrelevant. You know, I like to add them to the story, so that's what I kind of did here. He's also a human. His main thing is that he's a bit of a criminal, a tiny bit. Kind of the first time the party ever met him, he was stealing shit from a museum because he wanted it for his stuff. But he loves like making potions, that science stuff. That's really like all into his personality. But he's very much a support unit, though, I would say, compared to these two. So he's kind of rounds the team together. Essentially, he kind of just does a little bit of extra stuff to help out these two in combat. Most likely, they'll be the ones doing a lot of the fighting. But let's talk about the actual strategies on each character now, because obviously, you 3 have very interesting kits, especially because each of these characters are multi-class, so they have some kind of different ability that they potentially bring to the table. I know for Webb, which I'll just start with because I think this will be very, very easy. Webb, essentially, his detective stuff only gives him roleplay potential, where he gets advantage on 3 checks if there's a certain condition being met on each of them, which is insight to determine if someone's lying, perception to spot hidden creatures, objects, or doors, and investigation when searching for clues. But being a level 7 artificer is kind of where his main kit comes in, where he has Flash of Genius, so he can give a +5. He has intelligence of +5, yeah. Gives a +5 onto somebody's potential saving throw, which could save them as a reaction. But that's the only thing he gets from base Artificer besides his infusions. So, talking about what he has weapon-wise, he has a slingshot as his go-to weapon. He actually has the 2-bird sling, which is when you hit a target, you can ricochet to a second target within 10 feet of the first attack, and it makes another attack on the second target as well. And it's a d6 on that, so it's a 60-foot range. It's pretty cool. And he has a little dagger as well, just in case he wants to pull that bad boy out. That's not really what he's going to be mostly be using. He's more of a spellcaster. He does have experimental elixir, as he is an alchemist, which means at the end of a long rest, he can create 2 elixirs, I'm pretty sure, 1 time, or he can use a spell slot as an action to make one. And what's really interesting here is that the elixirs he has, he can make potions. He can just fucking do that, which I think is really fun, as potions are banned. So he can make healing potions as part of his kit for 2d4 +5. He has swiftness potions, which is +10 feet for 1 hour. Resilience, for 10 minutes, they have a +1 to their AC. Boldness, for 1 minute, they get a d4 for every attack and saving throw. Flight, they get a 10-foot flying speed for 10 minutes. And transformation, they get the alter self spell for 10 minutes. So he has a few options for support, and he gets to pick each one between matches, which is really good, so that he can talk about his strategy to his team. He also has alchemical savant. I think that's how you pronounce the word, right, guys? Savant, is that it? Savant.
Yeah. Sounds right to me, buddy.
Sounds good, right? Basically, when he heals or does a spell that does acid, fire, necrotic, or poison damage, he gets a +5 bonus when that happens.
Nice.
he's really support heavy. If you guys can kind of tell, his infusions, he has the Homunculus Servant that he can bring into the arena, Repeating Shot for his slingshot, Enhanced Arcane Focus for his actual spells, which is a +1 there, just like Repeating Shot's +1. Spell Refueling Ring allows him to recover a 3rd level spell as an action. Well, a slot, I should say. A 3rd level spell slot. He has an Armor of Magical Strength, so it has 6 charges, and he can expend 1 to get a +5 bonus to a strength check, or save, or if the user would be knocked down prone, they can use a reaction to expend the charge and not be knocked prone. And he has Enhanced Weapon, which is a +1 to attack and damage. The last 2 I mentioned, he's not going to be using on himself. If he uses them, they're going to be used on his team, which will be most likely Kobe. Kobe or Kobe? What do you prefer?
Let's go with Kobe, you know.
Kobe. Okay. But Webb is, as a spellcaster, a bit squishy. Only has a 14 AC and 58 HP, which I think is the lowest AC and lowest HP in this entire tournament. But spell-wise, Grease is a fun one that he's used before. But he does have Expeditious Retreat, Ray of Sickness, and Healing Word, which he might make use of. Tasha's Caustic Brew is also not too bad. I think it's a slept-on spell. It is I believe, a cone. No, it's a line, right? Of 30 feet. And each creature in the line has to succeed a dex save or be covered in acid. And unless they take an action to wash the acid off themselves, they take 2d4 damage, acid damage, at the start of each of its turns. So it's like a form of heat metal, but it can hit multiple targets if they're all lined up, you know?
That sounds pretty nice.
And I don't know if... I'm going to double check. I don't think he can cast from his Homunculus Servant, because if he could, that'd be really fucking good. I know wizards and their familiars can do that, but Homunculus Servant, I'm pretty sure, it shares initiative with you. It can move and uses reaction on its own, but it can only take the dodge action unless you use a bonus action to make it take another action. It doesn't seem like... Yeah, Mending is 2d6 healing on it, which is really good. It has a natural AC of 13, and it has 7... 12. It has 13 HP, so it's not that much, but it still takes focus away from you guys. It does not seem like he can cast from way. The Homunculus delivers a spell you cast that has a range of touch. Unfortunately, it does not have a range of touch. That's really upsetting. It's okay though. It's okay. That's fine. It isn't needed. But either way, if we can get them in a line, Tasha's Caustic Brew is really fucking nice. But his big spell, he does have Heat Metal, just in case. And he has 8 as well. But I think his biggest spell that he has for damaging is Flaming Sphere. And what Flaming Sphere does is essentially he creates a 5-foot sphere, and anything that ends within 5 feet of it makes a dex save, or they take 2d6 on a fail, or half as much on a success. And as a bonus action, you can move the sphere up to 30 feet and ram it into a creature, which makes it make a saving throw against the spell's damage, the sphere's damage. So it just does a lot of damage. It's concentration, so either way, he can still get 2 balls out at the same time. That sounds wrong now that I say it out loud, but yeah, he has 2 balls on the battlefield, essentially. And that's kind of his kit. He's very much support-based, very much, I'm going to do what I can to kind of heal, and there's a good chance that he will be mostly just trying his best to support these two from the back lines, as he is a backliner.
I like to call it extreme bowling.
Extreme bowling, yeah, pretty much, right? But that's what Webb has to offer. George, you want to take it away since you've played? You know, George has been played before, so I feel like you would know what you're talking about here.
Oh yeah. Now, the last time I played George, he was actually a little bit less leveled than he was now. So there's a couple of abilities I haven't had a chance to try out yet.
Oh,
However, George is more or less a striker character with minimal support options. He gets in there, he hits hard. He doesn't actually have that high of an HP. I rolled for a few levels and I did not get good results.
Yeah, no, it's pretty low.
Yeah.
I think I realized you actually... I was wrong. You have the lowest HP. I was wrong.
Yeah.
Say that.
Yeah. However, I do have a higher AC than Webb does, which could come in handy. I also have ways to counter certain attacks. I have the monk staple deflect missile, which is going to make any non-magical range attack against me kind of easy to hopefully circumvent. I am a drunken master monk, which means I get Tipsy Sway, which means I can spend a key point, and if somebody comes at me swinging, and they miss, I can make them hit their ally if their ally's next to them.
Wait, can you actually fucking do that?
Yeah, I can do that. So if I get like a big barbarian charging up at me, and they swing and they miss, and they have an ally nearby, I can make them hit their ally.
That's really fucking good. Is it a reaction or what is it? Like, I'm guessing it's a reaction.
I'm pretty sure it's a reaction. I have to spend a key point to use it though.
That's still really, really fucking good because if you end up using, fuck, what is it? What is it called? What's the one that lets you take the dodge action?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it is. It's
Step of the Wind. I think
no,
I
not
don't
Step of the
actually
Wind.
have it on my sheet.
I think I'm double checking. I typed in George on Google as if that's gonna get me what I fucking need. On Monk, it is Patient Defense. That's what it is on their
Yes.
their key stuff. If basically you use a bonus action to take the dodge action, which means they would have disadvantage to hit you, which is really fucking good if you can make them hit an ally. Oh my god, I didn't know you could do that. That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, one of George's favorite tactics prior to dying was Flurry of Blows, because also as a drunken master monk, he gets free disengage from it. So he was kind of a hit and run player. He would jump into the fight, strike hard, and then retreat. That kind of made up for his low HP and kind of mid-tier AC.
Yeah.
George's cleric abilities are mostly focused around keeping himself healed up because he has low HP. The two spells I'm going to probably be using the most as a crutch are Shield of Faith and Healing Word.
Ooh, shit.
I don't like spending a full turn healing, so I'm not going to use Cure Wounds, even though that is a bit better.
Now, let me ask about that Shield of Faith. Who do you think you're going to use that on?
Definitely either me or Kobe. It just kind of depends on the situation, and there may be times where I use it for both of us, depending on the battle.
You both have the same AC, actually, so.
My plan is to probably use Shield of Faith first on whoever I think needs it most, and then I want to keep the second spell slot, because we know I'm only a first level cleric, so I have 2 spell slots. Keep the second first level spell slot as an emergency healing for whoever needs it the most.
In case someone goes down, which could be good. Like, if Webb goes down, who's kind of like, hey, he has the healing options, you could always use Healing Word, bring it back up.
Yep.
Or if you need a last hit situation, like you need to do as much damage as possible. I don't think that Guiding Bolt would be better than you punching, but like if you can't get to them, I guess, then Guiding Bolt.
Well, I already have a Sacred Flame as my cantrip for that, which is one of the reasons why.
Never mind then.
Which, out of character, that's one of the reasons why I multi-classed in the cleric, because, I had no real ranged options besides darts, and I thought darts were really lame to use. I got Sacred. One of the reasons why I multi-class was to get a cantrip that was ranged and could do offensive damage, so I picked Sacred Flame, because even though Toll the Dead might be objectively better, the thing is, George is too much of a goody-goody for me to consider using Toll the Dead. I don't think its goddess would approve. It seems like too much of an evil spell. There was flavoring behind that.
You also have a +1 spear that you were given, which is pretty nice, honestly. The idea is that you have a +9 to hit on the attack, I believe.
Yep.
And it's a D6 +6 now. Or if you two-hand the spear, I'm pretty sure spears can be a D8.
Yeah, they can. So that's a D8 +6 on a hit.
Which is really fucking good.
Plus, I have a martial arts, which is a D6 +5 on a hit. And if I use Flurry of Blows, I can do that twice. So I can theoretically hit hard if I'm going to spend my key every turn.
There's a good chance that a lot of the battles potentially, and I don't know for a fact, right? We haven't seen how the meta of this whole thing is going to work, which is it could be like people kind of stay away from each other and it's more dodgy. But I could also see some matches being, let's go all out turn 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which if that happens, you can Flurry of Blows and potentially get 3 strikes in a turn, which is really nice. 3 strikes, all of which doing, it's like a 20 average, I think, or something like that. I don't fucking know. It's a lot. It's a lot of damage.
Yeah. I will say, speaking of turn 1, I also have, as my last thing, Emboldening Bond from my Peace Domain skills.
So tell us about that.
Okay, if I'm going to be using this, and I'm probably going to use it every fight, I'm definitely going to throw it out as a turn 1 special, pretty much for the duration of the fight, because I doubt this fight will go on for more than 10 minutes long. But pretty much for the duration, we're all going to have a D4, and we can use it once per turn to add to a saving throw, ability check, or attack roll. And that's for all 3 of us, as long as we're in range of each other.
Me likey.
What's really interesting about this is that as long as they're within one, like let's say you cast in all 3 of you guys, right?
Yeah.
I believe in Emboldening Bond, and I think I looked into this recently. You are all given the property of that as long as you stay within 30 feet of one another, meaning you could make a chain between 60 feet. As long as, like, Webb is 30 feet away from, like, George, right? But then 60 feet away from Kobe, they still all get the property, no matter what pattern you do there, because it just chains. That's how it works. So it really does have a lot of potential as a turn 1 ability. It's once per turn, right? They can add a d4.
Yeah, for all three of us can do it separately.
What's really fun about that once per turn rule as well is technically when someone else is attacking, it's a different turn. So so if all 3 of the enemies, right, ended up trying to use a saving throw on you, right? On 3 different turns, you get a d4 on all of them, which is really fucking nice. But yeah, that's pretty good. Emboldening Bond, pretty fucking nice, not gonna lie. It's pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, I think people are sleeping on that. I think it's a pretty good ability. Not god tier, but definitely high up there.
What do you think you're going to be using the most in this combat? Like, how do you imagine that George is going to fight as an individual? You said he is a striker earlier, so run me by like the idea, the thought process there.
I want to be near Kobe as much as possible, and the reason for that is so I can get a sneak attack damage. So I haven't actually run this by with Kaden yet, so I don't know how much he is on this, but my idea is if we're going to go into melee range, we tag team an enemy, so that way he gets a sneak attack.
I like that.
Like a 2v1, have Webb's balls fight the other two.
And if the other team decides to like make it a 2v2, hopefully that can bring Tipsy Sway into play, and I can hopefully make him hit his ally.
That's so fucking good, dude. Holy shit. I love that so fucking much. Tipsy Sway, I didn't even know that's a thing. That's sick as hell. What is that? Like is it a level 6 ability or level like 7?
Yeah, it's a level 6 for a drunken master monk specifically.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. That's so sick. Okay, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. So let's hear a bit about Kobe now and how he fights. So you mentioned earlier you're a fighter rogue. How about you tell us the subclasses there, and then let's start discussing what you bring to the table.
I'm a fighter. I'm a rogue. I'm 5 levels into the samurai subclass, and then I'm also 3 levels into the assassin subclass for rogue. And I felt like being a little close kill and out kind of guy, but got my dad's katana. It's doing some pretty decent damage. Am I able to say like the stats and all that, Zach?
Yeah, you go right ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so my katana, it's for a 1d8 plus 8 damage type. I also get a plus 9 bonus attack. Attack bonus from that. And from my fighter stuff, I get fighting style. I chose dueling plus 2 damage for that stuff.
Yeah, that's where you get the plus 8 from, because everyone who's probably noticing is like, how do you get a fucking plus 8? It's a plus 1 katana. He's got a 20 in dex, and he's got dueling on top of that. So all that just stacks to that 1 katana.
Yeah. And then as well, I also got second wind, bonus action, regain HP, 1d10 plus 5 on a short rest, and it'd be covered after a short rest,
Ooh, I should also mention, I'm sorry, I forgot completely to say this. Katana is a reflavored rapier. That was something that I failed. I was like, is it a longsword or rapier? It's a rapier because it is finesse, allowing him to use dexterity. Meaning, in theory, he could equip his shield. I think the idea is that you prefer not using your shield because of flavoring, but like in combat, for a tournament, there's a chance you'll take out the shield, bring your AC to a 19 instead of a 17.
Yeah, I have an AC of 17. My hit points are at 72. Zach told me it's pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I do the 30 feet speed because I'm a human, And then I have Action Surge from Fighter as well, so I could take an additional action upon a short rest. Then I also have an extra attack, so I can have technically 3 attacks.
Nope, it's 4.
4, you're right.
Action Surge lets you take the attack action again, right?
Yeah.
But the attack action has extra attack stacked into it, so pretty much every attack action is 2 swings. So Action Surge makes it 4 swings.
Yeah, you right. Then I also have Sneak Attack, 2d6. Pretty mwah, I also have Cunning Action. I can dash and go away. from enemies. I can hide as a bonus action if I so please. I don't know how that would really work inside except from
I think it's
dashing
not
in
going to
a
be too useful, but dashing
yeah.
as a bonus
feel like-
action is fucking huge. Because here's one big thing I need to point out. George has a speed of 45, right?
Dang. Short.
But you don't have a lot of bonus actions turn 1. Meaning, in theory, you can cunning action turn 1, give yourself a 60 movement speed, and then swing with your sword. Because you're very much your build is very much using actions instead of using like you have one really good bonus action from your subclass if you want to talk about that actually real quick because that's important.
Which one? Is it
Fighting
for my
Spirit.
Yeah, fighting spirit. So first thing, the reason why I chose samurai is because of this little ditty right here. Fighting Spirit is a bonus action. It gives advantage on all weapon attacks till the end of my turn. It also gives a +5 temporary HP 3 times. I can use the Fighting Spirit 3 times per a long rest.
You know what's really fucking good about that?
Yeah,
Action
explain
Surge and Fighting Spirit, dude.
Yeah,
The
that's what
combination.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, 4 swings with advantage is fucking insane.
It's crazy to me. And then the reason why I chose a assassin is because I get advantage on attack rolls to creatures who have not attacked yet, which also goes into my alert
Yeah,
because I got a +5 to initiative, so my initiative is a +10. So I'm trying to be the one to attack first, so I have advantage on them guys, so I can swah and get, you know what I mean, guys.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yo, have you watched Demon Slayer? Have you watched Demon Slayer?
I have watched Demon Slayer.
You have, dude. I fucking imagine like the speedy shit in Demon Slayer with the fucking like camera following behind, like in season 1 the forest fight with
yeah.
Rui. Yeah, like that shit, dude.
That's
Like that's what I fucking imagine. That's hype. Oh, it's so fucking cool.
As far as some of my I like all my languages that I speak. I can speak common, which is useful. It's pretty common if you ask me. Easting. I threw giant in there just for a little fun.
Meaning canonically he was trained by giants. That's what we went with.
Yeah, I was trained by giants to be a samurai and an assassin. Funny how that works. And then I can also speak Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
So it's pretty chill, pretty cool.
Let me explain what Easting is because this is a very niche language. In the city that this takes place in, they speak a language called Easting. Besides Common. Common and Easting are kind of the 2 languages. And it's like a Mulman dialect version. Only a handful, I think there's maybe a list of 4 or 5 cities across the continent that speak Easting. And it's all different. So it's very niche, but it makes sense for his character since he was born and raised here initially.
Yes, sir.
You left, I believe. I want to say you were like 10 years old when this happened.
I want to say that's what.
Around 10?
Yeah, around 10.
Yeah, because you're around
10.
24 now, so you left around 15-ish years ago or so. I don't have an exact date because I'm terrible at dates. But you left as a 10-year-old and trained via that, and that's pretty fucking cool. So it's safe to say that you are you have a longbow too, I should mention.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to be using that because it's two-handed. The odds of that being used, unless someone's in the air and that's like your last opponent, in which case.
Yeah, maybe just for some like little giggles, if I'm feeling quite silly.
Yeah, if you're feeling a little silly goofy.
Aw.
But you're very much a striker, just like George. The difference is while George has some options to like kind of be a bit support, uses reactions for shit and stuff. You don't have reactions. You're just I'm gonna hit you as hard as I can, as fast as I can, with your +10 initiative. For context, George also has a 20 in dex, so he has a +5 initiative. He's not that much further behind you. But alert is insane. It's actually crazy that you have that.
Yeah, and like I can't be surprised. So that's
yeah, which will not come up here, but like for future stuff, that's pretty good.
It's pretty great. I have a flute because I guess I learned the flute by the giants, so that's pretty fun.
But yeah, you have the shield obviously in order to make it so that your AC is a 19, which I'm sure you'll be using that in all the matches just because. Why not? You might as well.
And knowing this, I would definitely going to throw a Shield of Faith on myself then, so I can have a 19 AC.
That means both of you will be in the front lines with a 19 AC, which is really nice because 19 is quite good, especially for tanking. It does also help that with second wind you have a bonus action method of healing already. So you don't need to rely on having a healer necessarily. You can just take a bonus action to do that, which does mean you can't use Fighting Spirit at the same turn or Cutting Action. But those are really the only 3 bonus actions you have. Bonus action for second wind, which is a 1-time use. Fighting Spirit, which is a 3-time use. And then Cunning Action, which is infinite time use.
Zach,
Yeah.
theoretically, if I had my shield out,
Yeah.
my AC would turn into 19, correct?
Yes.
But because of also the artifact you allowed, right?
Which artifact do you have?
I have the Ring of Protection, so...
Motherfucker, dude! That's not on your sheet! Where's that on your sheet? But
Oh,
yeah,
shit, I
allow
forgot
you
to add
have
it.
that.
I forgot to add
that, dude. I'm looking
forgot
here.
to
Yes,
add
yes,
that.
you have a 20 AC now.
Yeah, I have a 20 AC, theoretically, if I want to have 20 AC. And then I also have a +1 to all my saving throws.
Yeah, fucking edit that right now, dude. What the hell? That's important. That's important, dude. You need to have that.
Bobby.
A +7 on con saves is crazy.
It's great.
I'm sitting here like, what artifact did I fucking give you? I don't fucking know. Okay, there you go. So this man has an 18 AC and can go to a 20 AC if he takes the shield out. If he gets serious, he takes the shield out. It's 20 AC.
If I so please.
If he so pleases. Which the only reason he wouldn't is flavor. But again, tournament, I don't think flavor is the goal for a lot of
I don't know,
matches.
man. Sometimes I'm feeling a little spicy.
You know, you could, in theory, what you could do is you could start with just a katana out, and then if you realize you need the shield, you can take the shield out.
It's just like I gotta humble them real quick, you know?
Yeah, let me humble you. I'm gonna use my katana real fast.
It's like whenever in a show or something where like they're popping off and they're hitting them and they're like, all right, let me just crack my neck real quick.
Yeah, you fool! I've only used 10% of my power. It pulls out the fucking shield. But yeah, you're okay. You're a lot tankier than I thought you were with the 20 AC, 72 HP, pretty nice.
And I can hit pretty decent.
If you have George next to you, right?
Uh-huh.
Or more specifically, next to the enemy, you swing for a D8 plus 2d6.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. What I'm wondering really quickly is, do you get sneak attack on opportunity attacks? Something I've never known. Yes, if someone provokes opportunity attack from you, you get sneak attack if they're already being applied, essentially.
Okay, so I'm still a little new to this whole like actual D&D thing because I've only played like little things. What is opportunity attack?
So essentially, if you are next to an enemy, right, and they move away from you, you notice how you see the what you put down as bonus action go away under cunning action?
Oh yeah.
That's bonus action disengage. That's what it actually is. So pretty much, if they do not disengage from you, and they step away, and you have a melee weapon, they're turning their back to you. You can swing. Right?
Okay, got it.
That's the logic. But because it's not your turn when that happens, if normally sneak attack would apply, right? That means you get sneak attack once per turn, which includes their turn. So you would get sneak attack on the swing there.
Nice. Heard.
I will say, because just keep in mind you only get sneak attack once per turn, so obviously if you swing 4 times, you're not going to get 4 sneak attacks. You're gonna get 1. That makes sense.
But
no, there's a reason. That's OP as hell. No. But yeah, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun kit you got going on there, honestly. Very high damage. Very cool flavoring as well. I like the whole katana bit. I think it's sick. There's another character in another campaign with katana, and he's a lot of fun.
Got it from my papa.
Yup, you're dead dad.
Oh, come on, man.
But let me ask, in terms of synergy, it seems very much that Webb is kind of just there to assist you two. So it seems like you two are going to be the ones kind of carrying your team to victory, if it happens.
If it happens. When it happens.
Oh, when it... Oh, shit. When it happens. Okay.
I'm a bit less confident, but I'm not giving up.
Hey, you know,
it's from the fact that at a character I know of a certain team. I'm not going to say who they are. There's a certain team that I am absolutely terrified of because I've seen them in action before.
You know, you can say the team name. Say the team name. I'm curious. Which one?
Battle Masters.
Really? Battle Masters are the ones you're afraid of?
Yeah.
It's so funny because I have no clue of anyone, so I'm going in here thinking I'm the shit.
Yeah. Well, it's just the battle. Without going, I guess I shouldn't say how much I know, but I just know that
you know all detail. Here's the thing: this comes out after you guys are already like quarterfinals, semifinals, right? That's why you can talk about your strategy so freely. So if you want to talk in detail about what they're capable of doing, go right ahead.
Well, I already know that Mai and Marlig are two tanky motherfuckers. I don't know if I'm supposed
They
to be able
are.
to curse on this, but
Oh, you can go right ahead.
yeah,
I don't fucking
they
care.
are two tanky motherfuckers. And then you got Cornelius, who is not tanky, but he is still devastating with his attacks. You know, he's a sorcerer. He's got a lot of up his sleeve.
Now,
And
Which one?
you
it's
know
just the
Marley's
fact.
not on their team, right?
Oh, he's not.
No, it's only it's Cornelius, Mai, and Malfox.
Oh. That's still two fighters. It's still kind of terrifying. So
It's a bit less scary without Marley there.
So that's where I hope that Tipsy Sway comes in, because we have two. If they have two fighters, I'm hoping that Malfox and Mai charge up, and
Oh, they get a little
I'm
2v2 action going on.
yeah, I'm hoping Mai takes her swing and she misses, and I can make her stab Malfox or something. That'd be nice.
Oh, that'd be fucking cool. That'd be fucking cool. Okay. So synergy-wise, you two seem to be like, okay, let's both be up in the front together, near each other, assist each other. You with your tipsy swing potential, because obviously you two being next to each other promotes potential 2v2s happening. And then obviously Kobe with his sneak attack is also being benefited from that ability, which is also pretty cool, pretty nice. So it looks like you guys kind of have a little duo thing going on. Now, out of curiosity, out of you two, which do you think is more of a striker? Or do you
Kobe.
think you both are very... Oh, Kobe?
Yeah, I
'cause
feel like I'd.
Kobe does not have any support options. I kind of sacrificed a bit of my build to have a minimal level of support.
With like healing word and shield
I
of faith.
kind of.
I'd say I'm like 3/4 striker and 1/4 support.
I
Maybe
kind
less
of
than
like
1/4.
tried to get my AC as high as possible because I knew I didn't have very many support options. You know, in my own personal kit. So I was like, I gotta step it up real quick.
That makes sense. Now, is there a condition, Blake, where shield of faith gets dropped on Kobe? Or is it like probably never gonna happen?
If it is clear that he is the main target of, like, say we're in a 2v2 situation, if it's clear that he's become the main target, I'm dropping a shield of faith on him.
Which not it's not a bad decision because let's keep in mind shield of faith is concentration. So if someone hits you while you have shield of faith, you could drop it. But if someone hits Kobe when shield of faith is up, it doesn't break. It doesn't have a chance to break because they're not hitting you. And a 21 AC, fuck, dude, that's pretty high. That's pretty good. But yeah, it looks like you guys have a lot of nice synergy, you two. And I'm hoping I can play Webb enough efficiently where he's able to support you guys. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's kind of the goal there. So let's talk kind of about that. You know, we got through that area pretty quickly. Is there anything else you guys want to mention about your kits or builds before I get to the next section?
What's it called? Did I mention I have a flute?
Oh shit! Yeah, you did.
I actually do have two things that I
go
forgot
ahead.
to bring up. So first of all is evasion, which means that if there's a dex saving throw, I automatically am guaranteed to take half damage. That's if I fail. If I pass, I take no damage.
And you got a +8 on dex saves too.
Yep. And I also have how could I forget stunning strike?
Oh man, okay. Talk about stunning strike for a minute, because this is not a bad option.
Stunning strike with Kobe around would be so good. It gives him advantage on all of his attack rolls.
My gosh, I made a monk character because I really wanted to make one, but I never got to play it, and I love stunning strike. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I will say Kobe is able to give himself advantage if need be, but if he runs out of those, stunning strike is fucking insane. Does stunning strike? I don't think it makes them paralyzed, right? Just stuns them.
Yeah.
Okay, which is still really nice. More importantly, how long does stunning strike last for? Like, how long are they stunned? Until the end of your turn, or like?
I don't remember. Let me look up the stun condition.
Well, you'll check the monk sheet, not the stun condition.
Yeah. Stunning strike 5e.
Because stunned, they would be considered incapacitated, which means they can't take any actions, bonus actions, or reactions until they're not stunned anymore.
So the target must succeed on a con saving throw, or they will be stunned until the end of my next turn.
So you can essentially remove someone from an entire round of initiative, in theory, with this attack.
Yeah.
Which is really fucking nice. It's not even just the advantage.
And then I can come in because they haven't attacked yet, and then.
Of course, with the fact that it's a con saving throw, I'm probably not going to use this on like fighter characters. So the Battle Master's hypothetical, I'm probably not going to use Dying Strike that much.
I also forgot to mention to you, Caden. You know how we just talked about how sneak attack you kind of need to be next to an ally?
Yeah.
Okay, so the other condition is having advantage on the swing, right? So in theory, with Fighting Spirit, you don't need, at any point in time, like for 3 turns, you don't need to be next to George. You can just actively sneak attack by yourself.
Ooh.
So that's really fun. That's a really fucking fun kit you got there, not gonna lie. That's really sick. I love this as an assassin. I think in a tournament setting, it won't shine as much as something like in a roleplay setting because this character is very much an assassin. They are clearly meant to attack without being seen and kill in one blow, you know?
Yeah.
And that's really cool. I like that flavoring. So let's talk about the other teams now, right? So on your side of the bracket, there are 7 teams, because I'm talking about quarters, right? Your quarter of the bracket has 7 different teams. I'm going to, in alphabetical order, give you the other 7 teams on your side of the bracket, right? Meaning if you beat all of these guys, you have finished up quarterfinals and you're in semifinals, right? So it's just a fourth of this entire tournament. But these are the ones you will be in the banquet with, so I want to talk about them a bit, okay? Let me tell you this. Do you want me to do alphabetical order, or do you want me to save the party team being mentioned last?
Save the party
What
team
would you-
for last.
Okay. In that case, you guys, so just give me your reactions. Tell me your thoughts as I go by each team name, okay? First team is an NPC team that's called the Arcane Beasts.
Arcane Beast?
Arcane Beasts, yep.
Bro, what is that?
What are you thinking? What comes to mind?
I'm expecting at least one wizard or sorcerer.
Okay.
I'd expect honestly like a full caster team. With
Ooh.
all of them being full
I'm
casters.
that sounds full caster to me. Arcane.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Arcane Beasts. Okay.
Or
Next up.
I'll
Yeah.
also alter that a bit. It could be full casters, or there's going to be an Eldritch Knight or a Arcane Trickster among them.
That's fun. Okay. I see what you're going for. All right. Next one is a player team called Daughters of the Night Sky.
What?
Daughters of the Night Sky.
You can check the
Man.
server, see who's there.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think you
I
guys know
see.
them.
Yeah, I
Daughters
don't
of
really
the
know
Night
anything about their
Sky.
characters, so with
Where
that
do
name
I-
on its own, I can't really make any commentary on them. I
That's
just don't
fair.
know enough.
What's up, kid? What are you looking for?
Daughters of the Night Sky. Let me find them real quick. There we go. All right. Well, I got no information from that. I think they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
I think a lot of the player teams will be a force to be reckoned with. I'll be real with you. The idea of everyone wanting it so bad that they have their own characters to just master, it's pretty cool. Next team is an NPC team called the Divine Defenders.
I feel like they're gonna be pretty tanky.
So paladins or clerics, probably. At least one of them.
Yeah.
So you're in the more holy idea. Okay. Next team, NPC team called Human Forged.
I feel like they're humans.
Okay.
I feel that's a false lead. I feel like there's something going on. They're not pure humans.
Not pure humans. What are you thinking there? What do you think that is then?
Something. I honestly don't know. I just have a feeling there's something off about them.
Something off. Okay.
They're,
If you
they're
had to take a guess,
half
you have to
orcs.
take a guess. They're they're half races. You think they're half races, Caden?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Possibly.
human, but they're something else.
All
Yeah.
right. You'll get the chance to see them. Next up is the Mage Mercenaries.
Oh, now that's
That's got to be
That's
an arcane
all.
team.
that's all magic.
All magic. Okay. Final NPC team is the Shadow Walkers.
Ooh, I like
Shadow
that name.
Walkers.
What are you thinking about them?
I feel like they're gonna be kind of in the same league as me, trying to get that sneak attack. You
Okay.
know?
So you think
Yeah.
they have a rogue on their team?
For sure.
Sounds like a very stealthy. I'm also thinking there's going to be a warlock among them.
Yeah, I feel like they're
Warlock.
gonna have. I feel like they're gonna have one main person to be like put up in the fronts, a support in the back, and then someone also with the support, just doing fire damage in the back or something from afar.
Okay, that's a fun take. And finally, we have the party team that's in your side of the bracket. do you guys have predictions on which team you think it is of the four? For context, it is the Battle Masters, the Hurricane, Dropping the Ball, and the Winged Warriors are the four teams. It might be here.
What team is Quentin on?
Quentin is dropping the ball.
I hope it's dropping the ball.
So based on what happened last night in the session, I have a feeling some strings are going to be pulled, and it's going to be the Winged Warriors.
Okay.
Just a feeling.
Just a feeling. So Winged Warriors, okay. And Dropping the Ball, your guesses? Well, you're both wrong. It is the Battle Masters.
Oh no. Oh,
the team that you guys that you've been saying you're afraid of fighting is on your side of the bracket.
I can't wait to beat them.
This is Meg and Aiden. They're gonna be.
Oh my gosh! It's been so long since I've talked to them. I can't wait to whip their ass.
This is gonna be also for the feast stuff. This is gonna be very good for roleplay because of what happened.
You know, Cornelius and George are on talking terms, but you haven't seen Mai yet. So who knows how this goes down? Let me ask you this then: of these 7 teams, right? I sent you guys the list if you can see them. Of the 7 teams I have listed for you, which team? I'll start with this one because I kind of already know your idea, Blake. Do you not want to fight? Which team are you hesitant because you think they might beat you, or you think they're gonna be boring, or like you just aren't interested?
So I've answered this already for the PC teams. So I'm gonna make a NPC bracket too.
Okay.
I have a feeling that of the NPC bracket, the Arcane Beast could be an issue.
Okay.
Because I'm expecting kind of a series of range casters that have powerful offensive capabilities, and we're gonna have to rush up and get to them in time. And I'm just worried that we're not going to be able to make it to them in time to be able to do enough damage to defeat them. My biggest hope is that with my ability to evade dexterity-based attacks, I can hopefully dodge one of their spellcasting stuff. One of their big ones. I'm imagining like a situation where they try to like fireball us at the beginning, and we're basically like a big bowling ball made out of fire, trying to knock us all out at once. That's my big fear.
I get you. Okay. Makes sense. What about you, Caden? What team here do you look at and you say, maybe don't want to fight those guys?
I don't know what about it, but the Daughters of the Night Sky are just giving me a nice little ring. I think that's just a dope name. And
you think they're just gonna be strong then, is your logic?
I feel like they're gonna be pretty strong. I mean, as far as NPCs go, I agree with Blake on the Arcane Beasts.
Okay. That's fun. I like your answers. What about what team you want to fight? If you had to pick a team based on they're going to be a fun challenge, or based on
Battle Masters.
Oh, you want to fight the Battle Masters? Okay.
So I think the Battle Master fight is going to be a fun fight. I just also think it's going to be our hardest fight of all of these.
So your answer for the team you want to fight and the team you don't want to fight are both the Battle Masters, Blake?
Don't worry, I have a shield.
Well, I'm gonna say it's an interesting fight, but I'm not looking forward to it because I'm worried there might be too much of a slogfest for us. I hope I'm wrong. Put me on the record now saying I hope I'm wrong, but I kind of want to fight Human Forge to learn more about them. They kind of interest me.
Yeah, they're a fun one. What about you, Caden?
Like one that interests me?
Yeah. You said the Battle Masters, but is there like an NPC team that you're like,
the Shadow Walkers. I want to know them.
Oh, okay.
They seem pretty chill with it.
That's sick. Yeah, good picks, honestly. Good selections. Final question I have for you. On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you?
6.
6? Okay. Kid, you don't have to ask. You're allowed to,
Am I only able to go to 10?
This is for let me be more clear. To win the entire thing, right? It's 5 matches. How confident that you'll win the entire thing? 5 matches.
I just want to beat Quentin. So as long as I beat Quentin.
Well, this does mean by seeing your bracket, that means the earliest you can fight Quentin is semifinals or finals.
Yeah, so that's perfectly fine with me. I feel like I give it about a 7.9.
7.9. That's pretty high for going through the entire thing. And you said you just want to fight Quentin. That's your main goal.
That's my end goal.
Your end goal. Okay. What if you don't fight him, but you get like further in the bracket than he does? Then
then that's perfectly fine. As long as I can beat him or get further than him, because I know if he beats me or if he gets further than me, he's gonna be like, "Haha, you little bitch," and I'll be like, "Quentin."
It does suck that you guys won't be in the same banquet session. but if you get far enough, you'll get to see him in bracket. And of course, you guys will probably be shit talking each other outside of this tournament until the
for
tournament actually
sure.
begins, which is gonna be pretty fun.
And for the record, if we do somehow beat the Battle Masters, my confidence in us winning shoots up. They're the ones
Really,
that
so
really
if you beat them, what does it
Yeah.
come out of instead of a 6 out of 10? What is it?
I would say maybe an 8.5.
Oh shit! So that's like your biggest wall for you is the Battle Masters.
Yes, I am. I'm not terrified. I'm not shaking in my boots, but I am genuinely concerned about how we're going to be able to beat them.
Is it like the kits of the characters, or is it the players behind it? Like, what do you think?
Aiden himself is a fairly shrewd player, so I think he's got a lot up his sleeve, and Mai's no slouch either. I imagine Malfox is an NPC, or is he actually being played by Brandon?
NPC, because he does not know high enough level combat to be useful in the tournament.
No.
I love him. I love Brandon to death, right? But he has not played D&D
So
since like level 1, so I'm gonna be controlling Malfox.
and they're also, in a way, they're a lot like us. They're going to have like two frontline characters that are able to hit hard and take damage. Only thing is that they both can take a lot more than I can. And while Kobe has a sneak attack, I just don't know if it's going to be enough. And of the two backline characters, I think Cornelius can whip Webb's ass.
Yeah, you guys actually have a pretty fairly even kit, now that I'm looking at it. 2 frontliners, as mentioned, 1 backliner, but also the fact that both of your teams have an old party member as an NPC, which is really fucking interesting. See, there's a bit of a parallel there,
Yeah.
kind of making. I would say if any team were to be your rival, then it'd be considered them, right? Would that be a fair assessment to make?
Oh man, then I want to beat them so bad.
And we already have the story dynamic of what happened between George and Cornelius. So even in the story, that's already there.
Yeah. Honestly, I also want to mention this because we're nearing the end, and I feel like this is a cool, fun fact to say. During this whole production, when we were setting everything up, and people were joining this server, and they were changing their names to their character names, we couldn't reveal that George was alive yet. So Blake had to pick a fake name, which was Victor Garrison, and this whole time everyone was like, "Oh, I wonder what Victor plays like," and they've been theorizing on like, "Oh, this is interesting," I'm just like, I don't even think in the interview. I think it's been mostly off the podcast. People have been like, "I wonder what he's going to be doing with Victor," right?
I will say I've used Victor as a boss NPC in a campaign IDM, unrelated, and my thing with Victor was that he was basically a dual-wielding fighter bounty hunter kind of character, almost like a Boba Fett kind of type, where he didn't say much, but he was concerned about getting paid first and foremost, but he would do whatever he could to get paid. He was kind of an evil character.
Yeah. So that's just a little fun fact I wanted to mention at the end of the episode because I thought that was really fun.
I have a fun fact.
Go ahead.
This is my first time playing a non-magic character.
Ooh, congratulations! It's easier to manage. You'll have fun with it.
I hope so.
I know there's a good amount of people who prefer just casting, and a good amount of people who prefer just being martial. But I see the appeal to both. It's pretty fun in my opinion to just mix things up. What's your usual class you play, or do you not have one?
I usually just played wizard.
I'm so sorry for you.
I've only played a few times.
Dude, fuck wizard, bro. Fuck wizard, though. I hate it. Why? Dude, no offense to you, I just hate the spell book. I hate it so much.
Bro, I fucks with it.
Nah. Yeah, we're at the end now. So if people liked you guys and they want to see more of you, where could they find you?
You guys can find me on the new up-and-coming hit podcast that you can listen to on Spotify, Dramatically Ironic. And it is with me and the other host, host, Quentin. And he's the guy I've been mentioning that I just really want to beat, And then you can also find my cooking Instagram. If you like cooking and food porn, go ahead and give me a follow at Caden_Hill_cooks43 at Instagram.com. And you'll find yourself a very, very, very small but amazing array of dishes that I have all made from scratch.
What if I don't like food porn? What if I like porn? Can I still go to your account?
I mean,
you just got yourself demonetized for that, right?
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
No, personally, I don't upload that kind of stuff. but I'm
damn.
sure there's some very nice websites,
Mm.
Twitter, that you can go to.
I can actually, speaking of porn, I can actually segue into my thing. Uh,
Yo, OnlyFans? No way.
yeah. I don't really have any socials on mainstream sites. I have private socials, but nothing I want to share to the public. However, as I said, I am a writer. If you want to find some of my works, you can go to Archive of Our Own and look for Ugly Turnip. That's ugly as in, well, me, and turnip like the root vegetable.
Hey, you are beautiful.
And and I write mainly romance, fantasy themed romance, various fan fiction romance, stuff like that. It's kind of my thing. And well, some of it's safe for work, some of it's not. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So there you guys go. You get a cool account to you get to read stories and jerk off, and then you get to look at food and jerk off. So you guys are you're all
It's
satisfied.
a win-win.
Either way you cut it, you get to jerk off. You know.
Now that's my favorite kind of cream.
Yum.
All right. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and doing this. It's been a lot of fun. This is one of the shorter episodes of this podcast, but it's fine. I had a good time with it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and good luck in the tournament. I wish you guys the best.
Thanks.
Let's do this, man. We got this.
We got this.